Well, we're live for another episode. Got a mess here on the bench. But I figured I'd show you the horn clips. Okay, I went ahead and I didn't do any more on the other flap. I only made this one. But I went ahead and finished out the hinging process on this flap. So as you can see, from those sanded areas, I filled it in with a piece of 3/16 cut to the width of that and captured that wire. Now, what we're going to do is didn't really have any basswood. I had this wood that National Balsa sent me. It's pretty close to basswood. It'll be fine. So we're going to trace out the flap. Now, I want to talk about an important thing. We're going to do taper trailing edges too. There's so much crap on this bench. So we'll just set it here. So this is the outline of my flap. It's not quite airfoil, but we're not done sanding it, but it's close. Let me see what they're saying here. We're not flying today. My airplane's getting closer to trim. I flew the orange one. I think that's the one I'm going to be flying this year at the Nats. So we're going to make a line down this way so that we get our flaps, the horn zeroed into the flap. I always do one side at a time. That way they fit perfect. Okay. I need to get my act together here. Okay. You take a ruler and you draw a center line. Then you drop it down a 16th. You draw another line. And on the other side, we're going to go up a 16th. This doesn't have to be perfect. So we're going to take a drill bit and drill a hole there. This is the easy way to do things. I mean, you guys know I like easy. Save that right there. With my pen. Put the cap back on so it works. It's a good pen for writing on wood. So, over to the jigsaw. Pretty easy way to do things. Give me a second on the disc sander, and I'll be right back. It's a pretty simple way to do stuff. This part here by no means needs to be perfect. Just needs to be close to the line because we're going to sand it on the flat. So now you take a piece of 64th. Just CA that to 64th. And everything is just so darn simple. If I can find my scissors. I know they're right here. There they are. Everything else is right here, so why wouldn't the scissors be right here? I got a disc sander, but by no means yet. I did all this stuff by hand before having any power tools, so we'll do this one by hand. To get it close like that. Yeah, so you got one side on it, and the other side. Turn it over and glue it on. Easy peasy, nice and greasy. I see guys making major projects on all this stuff. Take it off, I think, bro. Don't get my scissors goofy. Come on, get out of the way. If anybody going to Brodak would like to have a Bob Hunt Lost Foam jig for a crossfire, brand new, with the leading edge bucks, or a crossfire wing, foam wing, brand new, has the molded leading edge glued on with the wing tip or wing clips. Let me know. I'll bring it along and we'll sell that. Pick up at Brodax. Okay, I've done this by hand. Now, I didn't use my disc sander so you guys can see that it can be done. No drill press. Well, I used the jigsaw, but you could have done that with a saw too. So there is a horn clip. Now, you need to relieve the clip for the wire. So we drill down the center. This is a 3/16, so you come back 3/16 to make a hole. Now I need my knife. Anybody got any questions on this stuff? It's so simple. I don't know how you could have questions. And we're going to cut this, open it up. Now my horn wires are way too long, so I'm going to get the cutoff wheel and cut about 3/4 of an inch off of them. You don't need all that shit. You got to have this hole because the wire has a bend in it. Now, one of the most important things to think about when you're doing tapered trailing edges is the horn and how it orients to the trailing edge. This trailing edge sweeps forward. If you put a 90-degree bend on the horn, it'll put the flaps in a bind. So when you're bending them, you got to bend them so that it's 90 degrees, the leg to the flap. Otherwise, they'll bind, or you'll have to use a lucky box, which is a joke. Let's see how much we got to cut off of this. At least a half an inch. Don't need all that horn there anyway. Don't need all that horn. What I do with the clip? I'll be right here. Just was standing here. That flap. That. What did I do with the clip? Just made the damn thing. Here it is. Okay. Now, push this on. All the way. We gotta clean it up somehow. Not going all the way. Maybe deeper. Okay. That gets up to the trailing edge. Then you take your flap. The other side, you have to be a little more precise because you're matching it up to the other side of the flap. So how I do that is, before I drill holes for hinges, I glue it to that clip. Then drill the hole for the hinges. That way there's zero bind in anything. Now you just pull this over like so. That simple. Come on. Now we'll glue this on here good, permanent. This flap should be in the 1/2 ounce range. I'll weigh it up here. It's a little over, that's okay. Better not be an ounce. Al Ray, you like them 3 ounce flaps. This takes a little work to blend this in, but well worth the time. It doesn't hurt to add a couple layers of tissue on this area here, because I don't care how good you finish it. Dissimilar woods, when the sun comes out, they shrink at different rates. And you can always see a line there, so if you double cover them or put some carbon veil over them, superfill, what have you, they look pretty good. You get it close, you don't want to go too far. It's up probably 5,000. But I don't want to dig in it with this 80 grit sandpaper, we'll switch to 180 and block sand it, and that will disappear. And see, I'm getting into it right there with the 80 grit rocks. Getting close. Yep, yep, yep. So the only thing I didn't show was the filling of these hinge pockets, but certainly you can figure that out. If you're not comfortable with sanding, don't attempt to do this with 80 grit sandpaper without taking it off, because you'll scratch the crap out of it right here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think it's probably time to switch to 180. There we go. If you can't feel it. So, I really need it on a block. What can I use? I guess I could use this. When you guys ask for sanding, sanding is what you're getting. These will be sanded 2-3 more times before it's finished. Yeah, sanding. Laser straight. They're sanded straight. They're not, hand sanded straight. They're not bar sanded straight. But bar sanding will warp the crap out of them. You listen, you can hear it out the end of that. Keep sanding until that noise goes away. Yep. Yep. Sand a little hook in it. Yeah. Can't do that. Gotta undo that. Oh, right there. Okay, this flap took 2 hours to make. To sand, we did it an hour last night. Hinge and put the clip in it and finish it up. I cut the tip off of it off camera. I get 320 again. So anyway, let's put this puppy on there. Get on there. I think the last time I did this, I was in Dayton, and I showed you how long it took to get them perfect, you know, working them back and forth. And whatever it takes to make them perfect is well worth the time. We got 0 hinge gap. They work pretty darn smooth. Okay, 34 minutes in. Might as well cut this one off while I'm thinking about it. Now we got to talking today out at the field. Those are 1/8-inch horns. I think it's overkill. I don't think you need 1/8-inch horns unless your airplane weighs 80 ounces. Then you might need them. But if the airplane's light, 3/32 horns is plenty, because that's what's in this Viper here, and it's fine. But if you listen to some of the experts, oh yeah, I gotta have 1/8 over here and 1/8 back here, and big old carbon fiber rod, you might get it. BS. You don't need all that shit. Just lighten the airplane up. However, Mark did have a 13.5 Zor on his Super Tiger 60, and he seemed to like it pretty good, so I'm going to make one. All I got's a 14.5. We'll cut that down and drill a hole, the 3/8 hole I need. I'll try it. You know, maybe the Zor propeller will be all right. I don't know. That's about all I had for this evening, because I don't know whether I want to get started sanding on this next flap or not. How many times you guys want to see me sand the flap? I know, a bunch. No, we didn't weigh it. Oh. We didn't weigh it. I might have to steam that. Looks like that's close enough. Any questions? If not, I'll end the stream and finish watching TV, I guess. It'll be early night tonight because tomorrow's laundry. And I'll stream tomorrow during laundry, but as soon as she calls, I'll have to go. Make sure you're giving a like, thumbs up, and subscribing to the channel. And when you subscribe, there's a little bell. Make sure that bell's black. All notifications. 5.5% of my subscribers are getting notifications. Everybody else is not. You folks that are here probably have the bell rung. This airplane's coming out pretty nice. I mean, I'm taking my time on it. I haven't rushed anything. Everything's relatively straight. And it was my lightest wood. So we built 2 airplanes with second choice wood, and this one with light wood, and we'll see what would come out. I hear a military helicopter. Black Hawk or a Chinook or something. Maybe it's starting. They ain't gonna like what they get though. Now, inside here where these hinges stick up, I need to add a little block between there. You want that tang to be fully glued. So we'll add a block, half, quarter by half, or whatever, 3/8 by half, in each one of those, just to capture that tang for the hinge. That's pretty important too, because you don't want them hinges pulling out. This week we'll be molding up the turtle deck. I'm going to do the laminated 16th white glue method. Take my two best pieces of 16th I have, 3.5 pound wood, glue them together and mold it around that buck and make this turtleneck. And then I have to make a bottom buck. And I'll show you how I do that. It ain't like I want to, but that other buck I got just don't fit right. So this gets filled in here, and then we're going to put a round in it. You know, it's no big deal. No big deal. Use a quarter, make a quarter round right there. Or something similar. I didn't really make them horns wide enough to do a real big turn. But that's the way it goes. Alrighty, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.